Do, 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 do. Hi, YouTube. If you can see this. This is how all my streams are gonna start. It's with an awkward pause.
Trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Do, 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 do. Yep, here we are.
Nice.
Excellent. There's the chat. Here we are. Looks good. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I started on the wrong screen. Welcome to this week's episode of Ramblin' Down Rainbow Road. I would do another take, but I can't because we're already online. I also forgot to put on the shirt that I was going to wear, so I'm going to get that in a minute. I'm your host, Grace Bowen, and this is my guest, Hana Mendel.
Hello.
Hana is an incredible photographer whose work is really haunting and moving, and whose work I like a lot. This is one of her pieces.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that shit cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's really nice. Too bad you can see the game in the reflection.
It's part of the concept.
Do you want to talk about your practice and all that fun stuff while I...
Sure. Okay. So I feel weird calling myself a photographer because I feel like I don't rely on cameras enough for that to be what I should call myself. But so I pretty much just start with images that I take either of people really close to me or of people who don't realize I'm taking pictures just on the street. And then typically I'll just kind of review my memories through that. And most of the time I'm not actually looking through the camera because that's not really the part of it that is important for me. So I'll just look through them once I'm done. And anything that sticks out or like moments that I remember, I'll just elaborate on through printing the shit out and cutting it up and slapping it together. And that is my art.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. There's like really no rhyme or reason to it. It just kind of is whatever it feels like being that day, you know? Whatever feels good.
Well, your statement makes it sound like there's rhyme or reason.
There is, like, the intent is there, but the process is never specific, you know?
Okay.
It's just whatever works.
How did you, like, become comfortable with that sort of... It sounds improvisational. How'd you become comfortable with that kind of a practice?
Well, I think my background of not knowing anything about art at all actually really helped me be comfortable doing whatever felt right for me because I had nothing stopping me. I didn't know what I didn't know, so I just kind of went with what felt right and kind of skipped the part where I was like, I need to be doing this, or I need to be doing this. I mean, I had a little bit of that because I started doing... Oh god, there's so much to it. I started with illustration, and that was like what I did my whole life. And you know, like we went to high school together. There wasn't like that.
Not a great art program.
Bringing that up.
Program, but it wasn't
it wasn't great. It wasn't, and like I didn't know what I was doing. So I mean, I just went to art school because I was like, I can do that.
How many times did you take AP art?
I didn't. I wasn't allowed to.
Oh, what? Why?
Well, yeah, I never took an art class in high school because I was really afraid of people telling me what to do when it came to art, and that was the only way I could.
That's like the wisest thing I've ever heard come out of a teenager. Yeah.
I just knew. I was like, my whole life, anytime... Well, art was so private for me. Like, I didn't even feel comfortable sharing it with my parents because... The way even I would hold a pen was always corrected by my father.
Wow, fuck
He was like
that.
a very stern, like, immigrant.
Yeah.
So, which, like, I understood. He really just couldn't understand the way that I worked. So I just kept it private. And anytime I did it at school, like, my shit was so copied all the time and it hurt my feelings so bad.
By, like, your peers?
Yes, even in, like, kindergarten or
what?
first grade. So I just stopped completely and it became this totally private thing. And... I would
shit.
And you know, at CSG, I would just start like drawing on shit, like drawing on tables, drawing under the tables, underneath the like stairways and whatever because I wasn't. I didn't take art classes
you were
because
like
I didn't.
tagging the fucking school.
Yeah,
that's so
yeah, and I didn't. I just
sick.
I didn't want to be told. Like I didn't want to have to draw, you know, apples with pastels for a whole semester. I'd just rather stay home and like do whatever I wanted to do.
Were you at CSG in middle school?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, our middle school art teacher was like kind of dogmatic. I feel like.
Who?
Starts with a K? Don't you want to say his name?
Yeah,
okay.
I remember.
Yeah.
He was my advisor. I remember.
Oh, that's rough. I think he was my advisor too.
Yeah. They had... I shouldn't go into this, but there was one point where my art teacher in high school she just really didn't like me. And I never took the classes. And I just thought it was funny at one point, so I started to make art to purposefully disturb her.
Wait, her name started with an A, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I started making art to personally disturb her, and I'd walk in on them having meetings about me. I thought that shit was so funny. I was like, this is so... I mean, I'd take, like, red nail polish and, like pour this shit. Yes!
Typical, like, teenage angst.
I was like, I'm gonna make them think, like, I'm so fucking disturbed. I was like, this is gonna be so funny. And I'd always, like... And, you know...
Oh, my God! She was, like,
she was so disturbed. Like, she was like, if oatmeal was a person, like, so, like, my presence, like, disturbed the fuck out of her. I just wanted to be, like, I wanted her to like me so bad. I heard she liked the Doors, so I drew this giant portrait of Jim Morrison in pointillism out of a fucking, like, fucking ink. Yeah, it's so, and I gave it to her, and I was like, please take me into your class. And she was like, kind of weird. And I was like, I was like, why don't you like me? And after that point, I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna do what I want. And so I did. And like, I really freaked them out.
It's probably the best lesson she could have given you.
She ended up leaving after. Like, I don't know what I did to her, and like, I apologize,
she was
but like,
old. She probably retired.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, hopefully.
I feel like she was always like disappointed in her life anyway.
Yeah,
like, I
she
took
was.
AP art 2 or 3 times, and just
really
so I would have studio time because she didn't fucking do shit.
Yeah. She really didn't. Well, the thing was, it's actually why I went to CCAD, because I was like, listen, I know I've taken no prerequisites, but I'm telling you that I'm going to go to an art college because it's all I fucking know how to do. So, can I just give you my body of work? You tell me if it's worth it, and just let me into AP without having to take all those prerequisites? And they were like, no. And I was like, please. And they were like, well, if you take college preview at CCAD, which is like that summer thing between junior and senior year, they were like, if you do well, then we'll let you do this. And I was like, bet. So I did it. And then I ended up winning, like, the illustration, because that was what I went for. I ended up winning, like, the illustration thing. It was so much fun. That's actually where I met Annie, my best friend, who I ended up rooming with in college. And then, like, we do everything together. And anyway, so I came back and I was like, here's your fucking award. Please let me into this class. Like, I'm giving you money. Like, let me in. And she was like, nah.
Wait, this was a CCAD person?
This was CSG. Yeah. She was like...
I mean, she wasn't...
Even though I did it.
Right.
Like, I did I know. And I did everything. She was like, but I'll let you take drawing. And I was like...
She probably... Yeah, she didn't like you.
She hated me. Like, she really just did not like me.
She liked me. She let me do whatever I wanted. That's
just how she was. She either, like, really liked kids and, like, stuck with them. Or, like, really just didn't like them for some reason. She just really didn't like me. So... I ended up having to take that drawing class, and it was so bad.
Why did you, like, see it through? Did you drop it?
Yeah, no, I did the whole thing, but, like, there was one point where I love the way she looks. I don't know if they can see that. I just love the way she looks. Look at that.
I like the way she moves.
It's like the angry look in the eyes that makes it the funniest.
And like the fierce... Well, I just like see the deadliest makeup look too.
She's like, I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
Yeah, she'd read the shit out of anybody.
Anyway, but... I remember, so it was drawing class. I'm still talking about this. There's so much to talk about. Just understand there was so much... This was such, like... a formative time in my life. It like really affected everything. It was so... I feel so bad for her.
On A?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I do, because, like, I really gave her a time and a half. But only because... It's not because I didn't try at first. Like, I did try to be her friend. But, you know, after a certain point, if people aren't into it, they aren't into it. And you just gotta do what the hell you want, you know?
Yeah. I can't believe people copied your... I mean, I feel like
yeah,
at that
they,
point
like,
in time...
Bad.
I feel like me and my friends were all, like, sort of into Tumblr vibes. Like, we were all doing stuff we'd seen on Tumblr in a way.
Yeah.
But to have an original style and have people copy it, that's, like...
It was awful, because I already had such a hard time communicating my feelings. And the only way I could really do it was through this, like, really specific kind of work. And then people would start to be like, oh, well, that looks nice. I'm gonna do it.
Dude, I want to see some of this sometime.
What, like my high school stuff?
Yeah.
I found it the other day and I was like, holy shit, I am so rude. Like, I'm rude. I'm rude for that. Like, genuinely, I want to see it! It's like, I drew this, like, fucking demon-looking gremlin creature with, like, glassy black eyes and, like, poured this red nail polish on it and was like, here you go. And she was like, and I was like, oh! You know, like, what are you gonna do?
I mean, if she, like, can't get it out of her own, like, narrow idea of what a young person...
Yeah, I was like, shut up. I'm not gonna
was.
make this, like, like, I'm not gonna I just didn't want to draw that damn apple. That was it. Didn't want to draw it. Never have. Never will. I will never draw an apple. Never. It's just, I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, in this drawing class, okay, we ended up... For some reason, this has nothing to do with drawing.
Wait, should we start playing? Or...
Yeah, go ahead.
But I really like hearing you vent.
Yeah, I can go on, I can choo-choo forever. Like, I mean, the stuff was just...
Okay, so in the drawing class.
In this drawing class, there was this specific day when, like, there was some... My ADD.
See, now it's...
Wait.
It's hard for people to talk.
Once I get into it, I just need to select this. I like the way... That's, like, in the back of my brain now. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I'm picking her again. She's my girl.
Kiki says yes. Baby mother reference. I don't know what the reference is, Kiki. I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, I like those rainbow wheels. Stop moving. Calm down.
Let's just all take a breather.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Ooh, that one's fun. Vroom, vroom, bitch. Let's see. I'm just like, I'm into this. Let's fucking go.
I like to choose my build based on the stats and then not look at it, and usually when I'm done it's just like really ugly.
You know, that is like
highly
the smart, that's like a super smart thing to do.
No, it's a super gamer thing to do, which is not necessarily smart or right.
I mean, whatever, like if it...
Heather says hi.
Heather! Yeah. Come on, I said yes. Okay, we're good.
I wonder if people understand that Ramblin.live is a web address?
It's a web address.
It's a web address. You mentioned Bowser's Castle earlier, so let's do that. Are we going there? Let's go to there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I got so excited every time we got to go into this goddamn castle. I'd be like, don't.
Earlier, Hannah was saying that she used to play with her brother.
Yes.
Oh, also, we didn't talk about this before, but if there's anything we get into that you don't want to talk about, just stop me.
I'll be like, next. Thank you, next.
Hey, I'm actually cool on that one, but, okay. Well, lost my mouse. So this drawing class.
Damn, look at that spooky motherfucker right there.
That's me.
I like that.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Get out of my way. Okay, so, let's see. So it was a day where, like, she gave us a certain amount of funds. Oh, I should give context. So, in my high school drawing class with a teacher who absolutely despised me for no reason, okay?
You challenged her.
I did. I challenged the hell out of her. But it was only because she never gave me her love. And that's all I wanted, you know? Like, that's all I wanted. That's all I asked for. And if you're not going to give it to me, then, like, I'm just going to go my own way. And that's what I did. So So what happened this day? Let's see. I mean, this shit turns violent. Wait a second. So like, okay. So it was like she gave us a certain amount of funds because on this particular day there was some kind of bidding going on with really expensive, like stupid art. I don't know. Anyway, and so
wait, is this like make believe school money or real?
No,
money?
This was like an actual bid going on. So she'd give us a certain amount of funds, and she'd be like, "You have to bid on this art, and whoever gets like the bids closest to what they're actually worth." Don't ask me what this has to do with drawing, which is why I was like, what the hell?
Wait, were you, like, watching an art auction?
Yes, like, online.
Weird.
So, you only had enough funds. I think she gave you, like, $3 million to buy, like, 3 or 2 pieces or some shit like that. So, once I finished, like, I already had the pieces I was going to bid on. And then she was showing more because she didn't go through the whole list yet. I was bored because I had finished what was required of me, and so I started to draw in drawing class, as one does in drawing class, okay? And she looks at me and she goes, "What are you doing?"
Oh my god!
And I was like, "Well, I have a pencil in my hand and my notebook is open, so I'm drawing."
You said that to
yes.
her? Oh my god!
I said, "Bet. You want to come at me? Bet. I got my fists ready, okay?" So she's like, "Okay, well, I need you to put that away and pay attention." And I was like, "Well, I actually finished the assignment already, but yeah, okay, I'll be done in a second." That's what I said. I'll be done in a second.
Oh my god!
So I'm like writing, and she's like continuing to do whatever. She's like reading off these other paintings for the other girls who haven't finished bidding, and I'm like at this point, I've cracked my knuckles, not to punch anyone, just to be like I finished, you know. And I'm writing my name in the top corner. And she said, "What did I say?"
Oh my god! She was always like,
I was like, "Get off of my dick!" You know what I did? I took my notebook and I threw it. Really? I threw that shit across the room.
Hannah.
And listen. Everyone in the class, like, I'd already talked to them because, like, they knew she just treated me like shit. She just didn't like me. And I wasn't gonna have it. I was like, "You are not... Like, I pay to go to this school, god damn it. You are not going to treat me like that. You just aren't going to do that, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be... it's not going to happen." And so the girls were, like, they were dying. And we were cracking up, because we were all in it together, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we always talked about this shit. But I just threw my notebook, and I was like, "There, no more drawing." And that was it.
This is the shit that people write into movies about girls' schools.
I mean, listen, like... I just wasn't, like, if you're nice about it, that's one thing. But if you're just gonna be nasty...
Oh my god.
Let's get nasty,
She would, like, always get shit wrong about, like, what people were doing with disciplining. Like,
yes.
One time when the school was, like, just being real dicks about people being on their phones at school.
Yeah. Yep.
She would, like, be a real dick about people having their phones in her class, because it was art class. And, like, one time I was just, like, fiddling with my thumbs in my lap, and, like, with wearing a skirt, like, she couldn't see over into my lap because we were sitting on stools or whatever.
Yes.
And then she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, literally nothing. And she was like, "Let me see your lap." And then I was like,
you said, "Okay."
What? I was like, literally, and she was like, "Oh,
let me see your lap."
I don't know if that's what she said, but effectively I was like,
yeah,
bro,
yes.
Like, I'm literally not even doing anything right now. Yeah, dude, pretty smart for a school to, like, introduce laptops and technology without having any, like, established sort of habit or discipline with, like, how people use that technology in school. It's fucking stupid.
It's true. That place was a time and a half, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I have fond memories, I feel like, but...
Oh, yeah, and, like, I'm still best friends with all of my best friends from there, and I visit them all the time. Yeah, and it's so funny to see how different, you know, everyone is after leaving such a weird, specific place.
Yeah. I feel like whenever I run in... the other day at work, I ran into somebody who was, like, 2 or 3 years below me.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You went to CSG, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." And we just, like, hit it off and started chatting, even though we never had a conversation ever in our lives.
Exactly.
It, like, really is one of those things where we all went through the same brutal bullshit.
Yeah, it was, like, just this...
And I feel like something about being around such blatant bullshit that didn't make any sense, like, made us all just sort of...
So true.
Not care about the system. Either we totally rejected the system or we hacked the system in our favorite.
Yeah, we hacked the fuck out of the system.
Like, my sister went to an Ivy League college, and she only ever worked hard enough to get a 92 because, like, there was no benefit for her to work harder to get, like, 100%.
Oh my god.
And meanwhile, like, she's older than me, and when I went to CSG, like, some of our teachers were like, oh, you're, like, this girl's sister, aren't you?
They had, like,
And, like, very quickly it became apparent that I was nothing like her at all.
Yeah.
And then they stopped saying that, and I just got A's and B's and the occasional C and lived my life. It was sick.
Yeah, that's so just how it was. I always felt bad for the people who... Well, sometimes, you know, it just depends on the case. But, like, if you had another sibling who went to the school ahead of you, like, you became just another version of them.
Yeah.
It was, like, really hard to break away from
Which,
that.
like, literally makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
For any adult to treat any other kind of adult, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
But for some reason, like, it makes sense at a school. I don't understand. I guess the assumption being maybe that we don't treat high school kids like they're adults, even though, especially in 2018, they pretty much are in some ways.
Yeah. I feel like I was a person, but I feel like I was not, like, a real human being until this past year.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I started feeling okay about being a human being once I turned 25.
Yeah. Isn't that so just ridiculous? And, like,
And I think I've reached a new, like, level of thinking I know shit, which is why I judge, like, my elders. Like we were talking about before we went on air, which I don't want to talk about right now. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, I've been through what you've been through, and I know how you should be acting. Even though that's not a good way to, like, interact with people or the world. But
I mean, it's natural, you know?
Like, learn how to handle your emotions.
Yeah.
When people ask how old people in my family are, or anybody I know, my go-to response is, old enough to know better.
Oh my god, yeah. Amen to that. Well.
Which is true. Right? Is that... I feel like that's good. I'm gonna stand by that joke. I like that joke.
No, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, speaking of, like...
So here we are in Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited to have you on the show. Oh, no, you mean Bowser's Castle.
I mean both, okay? Definitely both. Like, being here and being here.
We just, like, be here, man, you know?
Yeah, just
what
like,
I'm trying to work on in my life.
Just, like, feel the vibes of, like, existing. Just, like, let it happen. Just let it be, man. Yo, I want to live here. I mean, not really, but, like, maybe.
Oh my god, this is your aesthetic, isn't it?
Oh my god, stop. Someone actually... Listen to this shit. Okay, so when I was staying with my religious Jewish best friend this past week in New York, and I was... like, she goes to a religious, like, all-girls private college. And, I was staying there and, like, man, they were judging the fuck out of me. And I was like, listen, I used to be one of y'all, okay? Like, l'chaim, okay? You know what I mean? And, like, they kept saying shit to me like, what did this girl say? She was like, oh my god, I bet you love this record store in Uptown or something. And I was like, oh really? Why? She was like, I mean, they have, like, vegan ice cream there. You like vegan shit, right? I mean, she didn't say shit. Anyway. And I was like, what do you know? You don't even know. I was like, man... And
everyone
she was
always
like,
assumes I'm vegetarian.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was just weird. And then she was like, yeah, you know, they have that, like, hipster vibes. Like, you like hipster... She said that...
She literally sounds
you
like
like hipster vibes,
mom.
Right? And I was like, what a weird, like... No, just because I make art, you know, like, doesn't mean you can just throw me into this weird square that you would... Isn't that weird? Like, the whole point of being an artist is you're obviously not really... Like, you can't... you know,
fit into a mold.
Yeah, it's just like things are weird.
Bro, I have a thing to tell you.
Tell me.
So you know that family member I was talking about earlier,
yes,
who recently started dating somebody?
Yes.
The person they're dating sent me a Rod Stewart CD with a track called Grace on it and said, "This made me think of you. I've never met this person before in my life. I don't know anything about this person. And the only thing they know about me is through the person they're dating, who's like a biased narrator. And also, like, the family member keeps saying that, like, oh, I wish you could talk to this person's kid because, like, they're an artist and they're just, like, so young and lost, and I wish, like, you guys could commiserate or something." And I'm like, no, because I've never met any of these people ever at all. And a lot of artists have a lot of different vibes, and if her vibe is to just, like, be into suffering, like, I'm not gonna waste any time on that. And two, like...
Man, they just don't get it. Like, they really don't know any better.
They really don't.
Well, and that's the problem. I mean, if you already have the kind of communication that's, like, not the primary form of communication in this world, okay? Like, you're kind of forced to be able to communicate with people who do communicate regularly. I don't know if this is making any sense. So, like, you know what? I just forgot what I was talking about.
Sorry if I distracted you.
No. I just flew away ever so softly. I was like, I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I don't know. You know? Like, whatever. Oh, I remember what I was saying. So people who don't necessarily make art or music or, you know, are in theater or, like, somehow communicate in a way that's not, like, the primary way that most people communicate, which is just, like, being able to use words and, like, people understand what you're saying or whatever, writing or anything like that. If you function differently, you have to be able to participate in that society because that's just the way that things work.
Oh, yeah.
In the world. But because you're secondary, general you, like, they don't necessarily have to understand the way that you work. And that is a really hard thing to have to learn.
I feel like an analogous thing might be people with ADD and ADHD.
Yes.
Like, my partner has pretty serious ADHD.
Yes.
And thankfully I'm used to being around neuroatypical people, so I'm just like, yeah, it's whatever you need, dude.
Yeah.
But it seems like life is really hard for them.
It is so difficult because a lot of the time... Where am I going?
Exactly.
A lot of the times, people take offense to the way that you function, and it's not like it's bad enough that you just kind of feel like an idiot for working like that in the first place and being a general distraction. But, like, when people take that personally, it just feels even worse because you're like, God damn it, I'm not doing this shit on purpose. Like, I'm doing the best I can, you know? And, like...
Who would, like, take... What?
Well, if you don't know any better because you don't understand, like, the life you've experienced hasn't... Like, you haven't ever needed to understand people functioning in that different way, which you need to get used to because, like, assimilate. But, then, like, it really throws people off. And it, like, I apologized for that for the majority of my life until I realized that it wasn't actually, like, a problem.
Yeah,
it was just a different way of working.
Yeah.
And now I feel great. Ha. And
Good.
I'm only around people who get it because, like, don't be around people who don't get it or aren't willing to, like,
understand
help you.
it.
And I mean, same thing if... Oh, shit. Reverse. Okay. But, like... Yo. My brain is seriously like... I'm telling you. But no, it's so awesome only having, like, the people around you who are just your people and vice versa. It's just like, and it takes a long time to get there, obviously, but like shit.
That's why I love my relationship with my siblings is like we're all each other's people.
Yes, that's so awesome.
It's so awesome, dude. And I feel like it's really rare.
It's so rare. But that's awesome.
I love those guys. Yeah, artists are terrible.
Yeah.
This is a common theme on this show. Art is bad, the art world is bad, and artists are bad.
Yeah, the art world is exhausting.
Like, that perverted lesson Miss A gave you in, like, an art auction is like
Yeah.
not too far off. Also, like, I don't like, how do you feel about your CCAD education now? Because
I feel awful about it.
Yeah, from what I've heard about it, they seem really crap.
Yeah, it was like the worst thing ever. I totally shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, I will say I would never be doing what I do had I not gone through so many things I hated. Mm-hmm. And became really obvious to me super quickly what I didn't like. Oh.
That's good.
And there she goes. Oh, what the hell? Okay, sorry. CCAD, so I should say, I went in going for illustration, and I'd also never taken any art lessons other than that drawing class that was like a total shit show. And that CCAD college preview thing. So like I didn't know what to expect when I went there.
That's a huge fucking commitment for not knowing what God.
I didn't know better.
That's really
I was
brave,
like,
dude.
well, I didn't even know I was being brave, you know? Like, that's the funniest part. I was just like, well,
Cheesy Pete's.
I was like, this is all I really know I can do. Because, you know, the way that I worked at CCAD, I really, like, thought I was an idiot the whole time. Only to come out of it and be like, you know, I'm actually good at certain things, and I shouldn't discredit myself for that. It's sad that it like takes time to be able to learn that and be separated from people who make you comfortable. It was just weird. You know, everyone goes through that weird time
of like feeling disappointed and abandoned by everything around you and figuring out how to stand on your own 2 feet.
Yes. But you like also at that time, it's so you learn so many things so quickly that it's super overwhelming. But like you never know what you want more than when you're faced with shit that you absolutely do not want.
Yeah, that's how I felt about my design school education.
Yeah. 'Cause you went to OSU, right?
Yeah, and like I just went to design school because I didn't know, like I started in engineering and that was not fun. And I was, like, failing Calc 2, so then I knew I had to switch my major, and I was in the Art Scholars dorm, and I saw people who were, like, drawing for homework, but it wasn't art, because I didn't want to go to art school, because I thought I wouldn't be able to, like, make any money or find a job.
Yes.
And I also had that idea of, like, I don't need anyone else telling me how to make stuff.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, there's also a really great, lawnmower outside, and it's interesting, because obviously this lighting looks artificial. I was hoping it would simulate sunlight or like overcast light, but it doesn't. So it's dark outside, and friendly neighbor's mowing their lawn right now, and it's happening right under my window, and I'm about like this close to either hanging a quilt up over my window to try to mitigate the sound or being like, "Are you okay?"
Do you need open to, the window and be like, "Why?"
Do you need medical assistance?
Yeah.
Like,
what's the reason for this?
Are you concerned about this behavior, or are you okay with it? Do you have, like,
it's
any
probably,
friends or
you know what
close
it is?
ones
I bet you it's just, like, an
on?
old married couple, and, like, he's like, Susie, goddammit, you didn't make the lasagna. And then she was like, you know what, Bob? Like, fuck you. And he was like, I'm just gonna mow the lawn. I don't want to be in here anymore. And he just steps outside and mows his lawn.
Yeah, that's a good perspective to have.
That's
I'll think about
on.
it as, like, a healthy thing that keeps domestic violence from happening. But, so anyway.
Oh, shit.
So then, like, my junior year at OSU, I was like, this program blows.
Yeah.
And I'm miserable. Mm-hmm. And I just need to, like, get this degree, and I don't want to, I'm already looking at 5 years in this place. I don't want to do any more time.
Yeah.
And, I actually had a conversation with the dean where I was, like, thinking about making my own major, and she was like, you're so close to finishing, just, like, finish this. And I was telling her how frustrated I was with, like, my professors in the program, and she was like, the fact that you're, like, pissed is really good because it means that you have passion and you actually care about something and you want better for something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, that's the story of my life, so thank you for that pearl of wisdom, because, like, now every time I get, like, unreasonably upset about something, I'm just like, it's because I care.
Yeah, yeah.
It's better than not caring about stuff, I guess. But,
yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
And now I mostly just get pissed when things don't work right and they're designed poorly, and for some reason, like, for the past 5 years, every apartment my mom's lived in, there's just, like, fundamental design things that don't make any sense. And I just, like, hate spending time in her apartments because they're just, like, so infuriating.
I get it. I get it. Because I kind of this is different, but it's kind of similar. I hate going in TJ Maxx.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I hate... Don't get me wrong. Like, they have great discounted beauty products. Love it for that reason. But any other reason, going in there, I'm like, I gotta get out. I don't know what it is. It's, like, the weird lighting, and you can hear it's, like, a... Then you're like... And then, like, everyone, it's just, like, all these white women who are, like, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, Cindy, like, what do you think of, and I'm like, and then you can, like, hear, like, a kid, like, all the way in the back, like, opening up a bag of chips that they're not supposed to open yet, and they're like, Mom, can I open this? They already opened it. And then, like, and then, like, people are opening up shit, they're just, like, opening it up and just, like, smell me, do I smell good? Do I smell? Yeah, I think I smell good. And then it's just, like, a lot of that, and I'm like, it's like the epitome of, like, the worst parts of America, but they're all in one place, and I'm just like, I need to go. And my mom's always like, but the deal. And I'm like, you don't understand, Sandra. Like, I need to get out of this place. And then I just end up standing in, like, you know the door, you know they have the double door? It's like the door you walk in, and then they have the door, and then I just end up standing there. Because it's always, like, fucking raining, you know? It's always raining. I'm sorry, like, it's such a specific thing, and it happens every single time. Like, I just don't know why. I hate it. It's really just the worst thing in the world. Y'all can't see this. But she's, like, losing her shit on the bed, man. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't handle it. It, like, really makes me...
It's always raining, though!
It's always raining. So it's like, you know, every Sunday it's raining, and they're like, oh, guess it's a TJ Maxx day.
Oh, my God.
Why?
Oh my God.
And you know, like, you always go because the other person needs emotional support to go in there. You know what I'm talking about? Like, no one goes there by themselves. They just don't. It's such a thing. It's just a thing for some reason. I hate it, man. I hate it. I could go on about it for, like, a little too long.
We need to talk about something depressing. I'm so glad I didn't wear makeup because
that should have been gone.
Very good. Very good content. Very good audio.
This. Exactly. It sounds like the Bee movie out there.
I'm literally crying. Wait, the Bee movie, like buzzing like a bee?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I never watched that shit, but I don't plan to. I don't plan on it. Yeah, anyway, you're welcome for that. Just had to, like...
Oh my God.
But I understand, like, those little things, like, just really...
Oh my God.
Like, bugging the shit out of you. Like, it just makes you, like...
Oh my God. It's raining. Sandra.
It's always raining. It just is for some reason. It makes me lose my mind. Who do I want now, huh? Look at this emo queen. Where am I? Oh.
Oh God, kill me. Fucking just end me.
Just end it. I'm gonna be Wario. No. I'm gonna be the ugly version of what I was. Oh no, I'm gonna be this bitch. Nice.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. There it goes.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can't have that.
My abs haven't had that good of a workout in a long time.
I know, that's right. I've been trying to go to the gym. My best friend, Ramsey, I don't know if... were you in the same class as Berkeley?
Is that...
Should I have said her name? I don't...
Is she a she kid?
Yeah, Berkeley Brown. I think you guys were in a similar class, but her younger sister is, like, my best friend. And...
Oh.
She's so fit. And every time around her, I'm just like, I gotta do something, man. I gotta exercise for the first time
Honestly,
in my
this
life.
live streaming workout show I used to work on, I was, like, really into their routine in that program.
Oh, really?
When I got it for free, I was like, I'd do this.
Yeah.
But I don't get it for free anymore.
And so you're like, whatever.
I actually checked it out the other day because I was like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Nope. They revoked my privileges. I helped start this place.
Oh, this shit cute.
Do you even know who I am? Alright, we ready? Do you want to choose a course this time?
How do I do that?
Can you move the... Does it do it for you? No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, just choose it. I don't care.
I actually haven't played this one much. Let's play this one.
They're all fun.
Fucking Christ. I know a good way to not laugh is to talk about art.
I just always... Yeah. Oh my god. Shit, that's depressing. That's why I was, like, never into the art world. And then people will be, like, occasionally, like, people will be like, can I meet with you, like, about your process and talk to you? Like, what kind... I actually been having... Okay, so yesterday I posted on my Instagram. It's, like, the first time I've ever done this. Of, like, a actual like, a video. Why the hell is it so hard for me to talk about what I try to talk about? Like, a video of one of my pieces... But, like, you could see the depth instead of it being scanned in.
Oh,
and just,
yeah,
like,
I
post
saw
it
that.
on Instagram. I got, like, 5 messages from people being like, wait, you don't use a filter? And I was like...
Excuse me?
I was like, what the hell, man? Like, what the hell? Are you kidding me?
And
they were like...
to be fair, I didn't realize you actually physically collage things.
Yeah, I didn't know people didn't know.
I mean, I wouldn't reduce it to just a filter.
Yeah, they really thought, and they were like, you know, I had even asked, like, I'd even thought about asking you if I could buy it before. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Do you sell your work?
No, not if they could buy my work, if they could buy the Photoshop filter that I use.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god.
The
like,
internet is such a wild place.
I was like,
dude.
I hate this. I was like, this makes me want to fucking leave and, like, go to goddamn dermatology school or, like, whatever my backup was, you know what I mean? I was just like, God, this is why I'm just...
Wow, I guess... Fucking Christ.
Yeah,
that's so
right?
insulting.
I was like, man, well, you don't know better, but, like, damn, that shit hurt.
Like, don't assume, I guess. Just, like, be polite,
Yeah.
maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Although being art polite is, like, definitely a learned thing, I feel like. But,
yeah, it totally is.
But,
like, this one. I don't know if you intentionally did that, but it makes me... That one makes me lose my mind. I'm like, man, just let people have their thing, their shtick, you know? Their shtick is...
Wait, are they critiquing your work, or are they...
I don't know.
Is it just insulting to think that you hadn't considered something?
Yeah, I'm just like... Y'all, like, everything I do is so goddamn specific anyway. Just assume that I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing something to make you think I didn't do it on purpose just to fuck with you. Because it's a little fun.
And I did do it on purpose.
And I still did it on
you
purpose.
Could, like, literally suck an egg.
Suck an egg. One time when I was feeling, like, particularly just awful, I went to OSU campus with some buddies. And we just, like... We go up to strangers. I should not be saying this on... We went up to strangers. We put boiled eggs in our hands. And we go up to strangers to shake their hand and just, like, give them a boiled egg and then run away. It's, like, the most mild form of, like, almost harassment. Like, I'm not really sure why it happened. We just had these really old boiled eggs. And we're like, today's gonna be the day.
I feel like improv groups at OSU do weirder stuff. So
yeah. Oh, I mean, fine. Totally. But, like, it was a good time. I'm pretty sure that might have been my birthday.
It's like a fucking good birthday.
Yeah, which adds, like, another layer of, like, maybe it's sad, but, like, whatever. I'm having a good time.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's all that matters.
Suck an egg.
Now I want to carry around boiled eggs when I tell people to suck an egg.
Yo, it's funny. It's funny. Where am I? Oh, I got 7. That's better.
Good job.
I was 11 the first time.
Maybe Roy's your guy.
Roy is my guy.
All of Bowser's kids are, like, saucy as fuck. They're icons.
That on a shirt. All of Bowser's kids are, like, saucy as fuck. I'd have to agree. You know? It's a yes.
The evidence is right there. But all the source images for your collages are your own, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Always. Have a happy period.
Wait, what?
Always have a happy period.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's just like brands.
Somehow I
just
missed
stick
that
in there.
advertising campaign.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. But yeah, they're all my own images. And
Whoops.
yeah, I actually started doing, okay, since I went to school for illustration. Oh, we're back into this conversation. Ooh, I'm gonna throw this bitch. Oh, I'm gonna ruin your day. Let's see. No. I went to school for illustration, to college for illustration. And then I was like, I don't want to hate this for the rest of my life. So I was like, I need to take a photo 1 class anyway. And my best friend Annie was taking it. So I was like, I might as well take it with you, you know? So I took it with her. And I was like, I could do this, you know? I could make money off of doing this.
This is something I could get a degree in and hate and
yeah.
not be too disappointed by.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
exactly. And I was like, oh, and at least then I won't hate illustration, which was like my private little baby. And so I just, I went for photo and I was like, well, how hard is it to make people look pretty? Like, that's all I've been doing my whole fucking life with existing, trying to like make myself look like something I'm really not, actually, especially like going to CSG.
Whoa.
And so I started with photo editing because I'd Photoshop the fuck. Not Photoshop, I'd picnic. Let's be honest. Not Photoshop. I'd picnic the hell out of my pictures to be like, ooh, maybe they'll like me if I have like this long, straight brown hair and I'm wearing, you know, like whatever, this like awful, just like not allowing myself to be what I thought. And I became really, like, I really enjoyed the process of editing. Not about the picture, but the editing. I loved it. And because I could turn myself into what I wish I was. Isn't it sad? Like, it started on a sad note.
Sad.
And so
But,
I was like, yeah,
relatable.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I can totally do this. Like, I can make people look pretty for the rest of my life. Like, that's all I've been doing, or like attempting to do with myself for like all these years. And then I did it maybe for 2 months. I was taking a lot of commercial work, and of course my school loved it. And then I was like, why the hell am I contributing to the thing that made me feel like I had to do this in the first place? And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. And like, it was really that quick of a change. I was like, fuck it. I know how to light. I know how to technically use a camera. So that's just going to be my base. And I'm going to use it for whatever I feel like doing. And that's like really how that happened.
Damn, dude.
So yeah. And like occasionally I still have to do commercial stuff and like architecture photography for, money, because like for some reason people are really confused that they can buy my services when it comes to art.
Pro tip.
Isn't that weird? And they'll be like, wait, can I like hire you? And I'm like, yes,
Duh.
I'm a freelancer. Please hire me.
Yeah.
I will take weird or normal family pictures for you. Whatever you want. I can do it all. Just tell me what you need and I'll do it. But like, please buy something for me so I can move. But anyway, because yeah, I've been here since like middle school, which is weird because before then I moved every single year of my life.
Damn.
So it was like this really weird, like I just happened to end up in Columbus.
Because your parents' jobs or what?
Yeah. And I loved it. I mean, it was hard, but I loved knowing so much at an early age.
Just because you had traveled a lot?
Yeah, because I just had to be so adaptable.
Were you like moving around the States or like international?
The States. Yeah, not internationally. But like, yeah, and I mean, being that my mom's from like the bayous outside of New Orleans and my dad is an immigrant, it was like I had this, and they were both like really educated, but on their own. Like they had to work for everything. Like really difficult lives where they were just like super committed to like making it. And they really did that on their own. And I
That's badass, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's like really incredible considering where they came from, and having that as my example. I mean, obviously there's been like, it wasn't peachy, but like I grew up in a household with super strong opinions, and we're very vocal and all like pretty dominant personalities. So I mean, being like, I was really fortunate that I never even second guessed myself when it came to voicing my opinion. If something I felt was like really disgusting, or I was just like not having it, I never doubted myself. I never doubted my intuition. Like, there were times when I had to like grow and like learn a lot of stuff, but when it came down to it, I never doubted my intuition because my parents were so just strong in their voices.
So they didn't I wonder how, as a parent, do you like foster that independence in somebody rather than like just shoving your own like strong opinion down their throat?
Yeah, that was its own struggle because I mean, my parents are so specific that I didn't really know there were other options like a majority of my life. And I don't think they did that on purpose, but like obviously they only knew or like talked about what they believed in or like whatever. And so it like took me a second to like find my own place in there, but like there's still a respect, because I think the good thing about my family is even if we do I mean particularly my mother, my father is a little bit different, but even if I do disagree with them, there's still like a mutual respect there, just because you took the time to form your own opinion and like educate yourself on that. And that's been a super important thing in my family, because being that we're Jewish, my grandma, whose family was from Poland, I actually did like a massive project about this and had to abandon it because it was like taking such a massive toll on me that I just couldn't handle it. But it was like a big thing my entire life, that every time I was with my Savta, my grandmother, she would sit me on her lap and be like, you learn everything that you possibly can while you're in this world, because when they come back for us, and they can never take away your education. And that has always been an extremely important part of my work, of the way that I work, and the way that I see other people. Because, you know, I'll meet people sometimes and they'll be like, I never met you before, or some shit like that. And I'll be like, well, I'm going to be the best goddamn Jew you ever meet in your life, because I want to set a great example, and I don't want, you know what I mean? It's kind of sad that I have to do that. But at the same time, I love being able to help people learn, you know, as much as they're willing to learn. But like, I just love experiencing other things. And when I meet people who aren't familiar like with my culture, I love being able to be the person to share it with them, because I think being that my mom converted before she met my father, so half my family is Baptist and Catholic.
Weird.
Yeah, so my mom already came from a family which, like in the South, you know, a Baptist marrying a Catholic was kind of a no-no. So they already were, you know, just a family of...
This is heavy, so I'm inclined to go to this cam.
Okay, yeah. They were like already like a family of just really free thinkers, like people who just respected each other's opinions if you could back it up. Or like know for sure that you want it, they respect that. So, what was I talking about? Like, I'm just going. Oh,
your grandma too?
My grandma. So my grandma, a majority of her family was killed in Poland, and so it was like a huge thing for her, having seen the direct effects of that with her parents, who were obviously traumatized. That she made it really important to me, and I mean the rest of her grandchildren, but I think particularly me, because I have such an interest in history. Like a huge interest in history. That's like what all of my work is about, that I would always you know, go to her asking for stories and just like, I wanted to know everything because I need to be able to pass this on if I ever have kids, or if I even meet someone else who I think this information could help them understand something better. And so I felt this weird guilt for probably when I was working on my Hanushka project. So Hanushka is what my dad calls me. And so I was making this little book about what it meant to be, not in my specific case, only my dad was an immigrant. My mom is from the States, but being a first generation product of this genocide, but I'm American. I'm the first one in the family who is an American citizen. Which is weird because you have, oh, it's so weird. It's so layered, and it's something people don't talk about. Which made it really hard to talk about it. And I ended up abandoning it, and I feel bad about that. But I think it's something I'll return to once I'm more mature and can really like understand the feelings I had. But, you know, I felt guilty even, I felt guilty for so many reasons. It's like you deal with all of these issues, but like here I am, you know my parents love me. I live in America. I'm provided a lot of opportunities that most people do not have. And I'd still have these little problems, whether it be, like back in high school, whether it had been like with my, you know, confidence or with my body or like whatever. I mean, these kind of superficial things. And when I started studying, and like gender, just like all these things, when I started studying these genocides and where my family specifically came from, it was almost like a form of self-deprecation because I would tell myself, I'd be like, well, what the hell are my issues? They don't matter. But they do. It's a different circumstance, you know? But at the same time, I would be like, I came out of the people who survived this. Like, I'm a product of my own. Like, I would not have happened had this genocide not happened. And then I felt guilty for existing in the first place, even though it's something I have no control over. So, I mean, there are all these layers of, like, generational guilt that accompanied this. And being that my mom converted, I would question myself. I'd be like, am I Jewish enough to talk about this? You know, am I Jewish enough for this to concern me? And I mean, like, I had never heard people talk about these problems, and they weighed on me so much that I was like, I need to make something about this. So I did. And I still am continuing to do it, but it's just like really hard stuff to make because obvious reasons. It's just really difficult stuff to make. Yeah.
But it's also like it's also like now that I'm 25 and I'm physically like close to somebody who's also a filmmaker and who has more perspective in terms of like years working and like doing this and talking to like Melissa of Ugly Woods and stuff, it's just like it's fine that you're not it's hard to make that work right now. Like, you're so young, like you have so much time to make that work.
Yeah. And
you have time to let it like mature and ruminate and get to know itself and for you to get to know it and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like the kind of thing that's you're never gonna understand it. Mm-hmm. You can only grow to accept it for what it is and become comfortable with that. Which I'm not quite there, but I'm definitely closer to being there than I was when I was making the work about it. So I'm really glad that I took that break from it, because that's actually what I was going to go to grad school for. Like, that was the idea I pitched to them. I was like, I've been working on this. Mm-hmm. And then they were all like, ooh, sounds, like exciting. And then once I got in and I got all these, like, and I'm looking at these and I'm like, oh, I got into grad school. But then I'm like, why would I go to grad school immediately after graduating from a program that I hated? Mm-hmm. And then, like, I'm going to be making work about something that really upsets me. Like, I need to take a break and do stuff that makes me feel alive, for God's sake. Like, you know, you have to give yourself that. You know, do the things that, like, you're worth it.
And, like, grad school might not be the place to make anything you actually care about, too.
Yeah. And I kind of think, like, I was treating grad school like a booty call after, like, I was just like, oh, I mean, CCAD sucked. So, one of my professors is going to watch this and be like, this bitch.
Dude, whatever. It's like the institution.
No, sucks. I know. It just sucks so
and everybody knows it.
Yeah. Like, and I was just like, I'm going to go to grad school because I need to be in a school where I feel like it's the right one, and this one wasn't it, so I'm just going to keep doing, like, going to really education. And then I was like, but why? Like, do I have to go to school to be able to do this thing? And, like, not only that, I don't even know if I want to keep doing, I mean, I'm always going to be making art because it's just the way that I work. But I don't know if I want that to be my shtick.
I feel like maybe it's just, like, the people I'm around who are, like, fed up with the academic institutions. Yeah. But I feel like there's a low reckoning happening or about to happen with, like, higher education, especially in the arts. That's wait, why are we actually, like, doing this, actually? And I feel like the only logical course of action for someone to keep making art is to do what everybody in Columbus is doing, which is to, like, work a crappy job to pay the bills, or an art-related job if you're lucky, and then, like, make your work and be a part of your art collective and, like, show whenever you can, like, whenever you have time. Because, like, we're all fucked economically, so, like, there's no hope of actually making it, so how do we carve out these spaces to, like, support each other and build community while not... And then when you question, like, the whole way that, like, the art world makes any money, or anybody makes any money within the art world, when you start questioning, like, do we actually need to be making money? Or, like, what if our goal is not to make a living doing this? Then that opens up, like, I mean, you're limited in your resources and time and stuff, but you're opened up in a lot of ways of, like, being able to actually, I don't know, I just, like, hear about people feeling like they have to compromise when they are supported by certain, like, institutions or collectors or people or something. Obviously, that's not the case across the board, but... Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you.
Art world is garbage. Let's play some games.
We love it. So yeah. But I really actually want to get into music. So that's that's
you should be in a band.
I would stop it, because I've been trying for my whole life, and what always ends up happening is
just hit some people up on Instagram and be like, let's be in a band.
Yeah. I just, like, nothing makes me happier than playing, like, rock and roll and blues. It's just all I want.
Do you play any instruments?
Yeah.
What do you
play? I play the piano most. Like, that's probably my best instrument. And then I love playing the drums.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I love playing the drums. All I've ever wanted to be my whole life is a drummer girl. If anyone watching needs a drummer girl, like, I'm your bitch. I love playing the drums so much. Like, it's all I've ever wanted.
I think Heather Taylor's watching this. So
Heather!
Yeah, she said she'd drum for you.
All right, please.
You play keys, or you and Heather can switch
I'll do anything.
On playing keys and playing guitar.
Yes.
Heather plays bass or something. And then I'll just, like, sing and write, or sing whatever other people write.
I would love that.
That's the only thing I can do.
I would love that.
Did you know I was in a crappy punk band for a while?
No.
It was so cool, dude.
Oh my god, I bet that shit was so fun.
I loved it.
Oh.
We were so angsty. That was my, like, early 20s misandrous phase when I was in a toxic relationship and blamed all men for it.
Yeah.
I realized that's not fair, but yeah, it was good shit.
Yeah, well, it lasted, that's right.
I have some recordings I've been meaning to put out, but I'll have to figure out any level of audio editing at
Exactly. That's been my problem. Like, I just don't know what I'm doing, and then I feel like I have to rely on people to help me with production. I hate that shit. I don't want to rely on anyone. I want to just do it myself.
Or, like, it's just, like, with audio, even the basic language of it is so foreign to me that I don't even understand, like, where to start. I might take a Linda class, or, like, you know, with your library card, you can take classes online like that.
Yeah, true.
Or if I get a job at OSU, maybe I'll take an audio engineering class.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Which is not outside the realm of possibility.
That would be
Likelihood?
awesome.
Different question. What?
But still, can't stop from dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd love to do that and like.
Does Annie play anything?
No.
Oh.
Isn't that funny? Like, she's a music photographer.
Oh,
Sorry
really?
if you're watching this. I love you so much. But yeah, no, and she'll try.
Maybe that's
she'll
why
be like,
her gaze is like good.
Yeah,
She
no,
doesn't
I
get
think it is,
distracted by the
and
technical
she's in
stuff.
it for like the best reasons, and I don't know, but she's just a beautiful person.
Dude, I don't know if I've ever met her.
Seriously?
I'm sure we've met, and I just totally forget.
I gotta introduce you to her.
Okay.
She's phenomenal. But no, we have this daydream. We talk about it all the time. Where like somehow I make it in music, and she's like gonna be my tour photographer, and we're just living our like best friend, happy, like pure life. And we talk about it all the time, and I'm like, oh, man, if only. Like that would be the dream. We'd have such a good time. Is it time?
It's not time, but hold on. This is so dumb, but I'm gonna text you something because I don't want to say it out loud.
Okay. I'm not even playing. I'm just like still doing this. Yes.
Can I get a ride there?
Yeah.
All right, sick.
Of course you can.
Sorry, I just had to tell my brother something. Dang. No, he doesn't have to load the kids into the car. Living that uncle life. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
Heck yeah.
He lives in New York City. I just saw him this past week when I was there.
How's he like it?
He hates it. Same way, like, I feel like most people don't enjoy living there and just do it because they have to.
Yeah, I did not buy into that.
Yeah.
I was like, actually, fuck this.
Yeah. He's, like, a banker, though. So
you kind of have to... I mean...
I don't really know. I think he's just trying to, like, get up to a point where...
Do you want to keep playing this, or do you want to try to play Zelda for a little bit?
Sure. Zelda.
Alright.
Let's do it.
I'll try to run through the controls with you. If you're okay with being uncomfortable on the line.
Always.
No, gosh darn it. Gosh. Heavens to bless it. That's how I don't curse now that I'm an uncle. Hello, y'all. I've been playing Celeste. It's a good game. Also, Human Fall Flat is a frustrating puzzle game that's really fun if you like torturing yourself. Oh, no. Alright, I'm gonna cut audio because I don't want to do terrible things to this mic. Nope, that didn't cut it. Sorry, y'all. Does your brother have any kids?
Mm-mm. No, he just got married.
Aw.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, cute.
Two sets of my siblings have kids, and it's such a fun time.
Aww.
They're all so cute and annoying and adorable, and I'm just like, I'm so content being an uncle that I might like not even want to. I always thought I wanted to have kids, and now I'm just like, actually, I don't even know, because one, that seems hard, and two, like, or I could just hang out with these kids my whole life.
Yeah.
And, like, help raise them.
Oh man, that's adorable. Oh,
they're so good. And it's the first time, this is how privileged I am, like, now that you're talking about heritage and, like, passing stories and stuff. The first time I held my nephew was, the first time that I was, like, realized that family is about something greater than myself. And it was, like, a huge reality check for me.
wow. Yeah, that's a good point.
And I was like, oh, no, we're all, like, continuing to live and struggle for these people. It's not for us. It's for these kids. Yes, okay.
Wow.
Thankfully, that came when I was, like, 22, and before I did anything drastic. And also the big reason I left, I was miserable in New York, and I was like, why would I be away from, like, some of the people who matter the most to me in the world? Like, not just my kids and, like, my family, but my friends here and stuff. I was like, this isn't worth being away from everybody I love.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's like one of the most important things I feel like is being in a place with your loved ones. Mm-hmm. Whether it be family or like friends or anything. Just making sure you're in a place with people who give you that and you can give them that. Because like, you know, I look at my parents who are like late 50s now and they've moved away from everything they know. And it's like really hard to build a foundation in a new place when you're that old.
Well, also they did it a lot when they were younger too, right? That had to be hard.
Yeah, and it's just awful because I don't know. It's just so sad, especially because they had us, me and Jake, a little later in life. You know, they won't be able to have like grandkids for another 5 to 10 years, or I mean, who knows?
You said they're in their 50s?
They're like 58.
I mean, they have time.
They do. But it's like, I just see how sad, like, my mom will get when she's watching all her friends, like, playing with their grandkids. I just feel so bad because I'm like, man, you're not going to get that from me. So it's like, Jake better hurry up. I'll tell her that all the time. Like, Jake better hurry up because you ain't going to get that from me, girl. Not
yeah, but also, for, like,
15 years.
You don't want me to have kids anytime
soon. Oh, yeah,
soon,
she doesn't.
No way.
But, you know, she just wants... you know, a little person to love.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Alright,
yeah.
So these are the controls.
Ooh.
If you want to look at that chart, or try to... I put you in Kakariko Village, because I figure if you stay within the village, it's a safe place to get used to the controls, because they're kind of complicated. But I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
Do what you need to do.
Figuring it out?
Yes. Trying. I'm good at it.
I also tried to show a friend of mine how to do anything in this game, and it went really poorly, because I had a hard time remembering what was left and what was right. And
I feel like it's the kind of thing you just gotta, like, do it and then figure it out, you know?
Oh
my god.
So you can reset your camera using left Z, or that.
Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. Oh my god.
I also just feel like this game is so beautiful. Everyone should experience it.
Yeah, I feel like this is the kind of thing I'd, like, go into and just not want to come out of. Hey, little guy. What's up? Oh.
If you press the X button, you can, while you're, like, jumping off a cliff or something, you can get this parachute to come out, and that you can glide.
Oh, smack. Oh my god, this is so beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so cute. Yeah, I just do, like, cinematic shots in this game just for me. Just to make me happy.
Yeah. Let go.
Have you thought about doing any, or have you done any video stuff recently?
Yeah, I have, like, this video I've been sitting on because I want it to be perfect. But, such a cruel thing to do to myself.
Maybe don't go that way, because you're gonna run into bad guys.
Oh! Yeet! Back into the sunshine. Oh, hey. This is fun. Yeah, I love doing video stuff, and especially in some of the later ones I've been doing, being able to make the soundtrack. Soundtrack's like an elaborate word to use, but making the sound for it using pieces that I wrote myself was so great. Like, I could finally use my music stuff and share it and not just like keep it in, because I don't, I have probably 13 pieces that I've written that I don't have written anywhere. They're just, I need to figure out what to do, because I'm not trained enough and I really want to share them. But I have no idea how to do production shit.
Well, like what? Like how to record? Well,
so this is the thing, like, I pretty much only write, like, I'm not being specific, I pretty much only write, instrumental, like, piano ballads.
Mm-hmm.
Open. Yeah. And I don't have a nice piano, so I need a grand piano to use. And so I've been trying to find a good enough piano to have the kind of sound that I really want, and I found this one piano and I recorded on it, but I had to leave really quickly, so I didn't have time to check my audio, and this is so fun. And it turns out that there was like this slight buzzing because it was on a hard surface and I needed to put like a towel under it. And I was like, I can't have that, Like, I can't have it with buzzing in the background the whole time. So I have to wait until I find another grand piano I can record on, and it just...
Damn, you think any of our, like, rich CSG girls' parents would have a piano you can use?
Oh, man. I don't know.
My mom has a piano in her apartment, but it's not like a grand piano.
I mean, so I have, like, a wooden 60s piano that my mom played when she was a kid, and it's like...
Damn, your mom dragged that around?
Yeah.
Damn.
She's awesome. God, I love my mom so much. Watch her be watching this and be like, I love you, baby. That's how she talks. What am I saying? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my dad is so not musically inclined. Like, he couldn't, like, he just doesn't understand. It's so funny. Oh, that man. He doesn't know. I like this person. Hey.
Yeah, before I beat the game, he gave you hints about... So, a big narrative mechanic of this game... Boy, what an emo guy. A big narrative mechanic was, like, recovering memories using the Sheikah Slate, which is essentially a smartphone.
Oh.
And it had pictures from events that you don't remember, and then you go back to the exact spot where the picture was taken.
Yeah.
And you would, like, it would be a flashback to this memory. And like, I have a really bad memory. Ooh. You can get me more hearts if you want.
Will do.
I have a really bad memory, and that really affects my sense of, like, place and identity and stuff.
Yes.
And, oops.
I don't know what I just pressed.
You pressed B. Oh, well, now you got a chicken.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
So I was, like, really emotionally invested in helping Link recover his memories in this game, because I was, like, in a fantasy world, it would be this easy for me. Because especially, like, revisiting places where I know things happened, but I just don't remember, like, specific things or feelings. I just, like, know it's an important place to me.
Yes.
If I could do that and recover memories, that would be incredible and, like, so easy. But, of course, like, life isn't easy or fair like that, so...
Yeah, I completely understand. That.
And then I was also listening to this podcast called The Adventure Zone that, at the same time I was playing this, that has a lot to do... Press A.
Oh, man.
That has a lot to do with memory, and I was just, like, wrecked for, like, a month in New York, like, thinking about memory and, like, listening to these, or, like, experiencing these different stories talk about memory. And, like, that's when I really embraced, like, gaming as an important form of storytelling, and, like, not only podcasting, but, like, the improvisational nature of, like, Dungeons and Dragons, which is what the Adventure Zone is. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons game. Like, the improvisational nature and the collaborative, like, storytelling and character writing and expression and stuff of that just, like, seems so... It still seems, like, really profound to me as a storytelling mechanic. That's, like, really underappreciated in higher esoteric art realms and, like, fucking filmmaking circles and shit. Like, why do we still believe auteur theory is, like, valid at all? Like, why are we still... Why... Even if we're deconstructing it, we're, like, still talking about it, and why? It's boring. It's tired. It's old. Like, it's over.
Wow. You're totally right. I never think about stuff like that because it's like not even... I'm so not involved in this kind of thing.
I know, dude. Games are important.
They
Artists
are.
should game.
Yeah.
And, like, play D&D. I don't know. I actually am in a D&D group with some Skylab kids.
Really?
Yeah, it's so fun to be nerdy with, like,
I bet
art
that's
bros.
so fun.
Oh, I bet that's so fun. Okay, I'm hungry. And I'd like to see my kids before they go
Is
to
it
bed.
time?
I think it might be time.
Okay. This has been fun.
Good, I'm glad. Maybe we should do, if you had fun, maybe we should do an episode of this with Annie.
Yeah, she would love that.
Because one of my guests was telling me I should have, like, more than one person on at a time.
Yeah, that would be fun, especially if you had, like, collectives or something like that.
Then I feel like more than
but...
3 people would get chaotic.
But
yeah.
That could be a really awesome
Link is such
concept.
a daddy, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Well, thanks for coming on.
Of course. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for helping me, or making me bust my guts.
Of course.
I was literally, like, lying on my bed.
What can I
was
say?
Just, like,
I mean, it's
so
just, like,
broken.
such a specific fucking thing that just always happens, and, like, I always find myself in it, and I'm like, God damn it. Am I gonna be 80 and I'm still gonna be standing in this middle doorway waiting for, like, someone to finish in this goddamn store? You know what I mean? Oh, But anyway, it's been a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and thanks, people, for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
I'm gonna take a break for the holidays, but see y'all in maybe 2 or 3 weeks or something. Okay, bye.